This is what we are reading today. Sonnet, okay, by James Weldon Johnson. Of course, before we jump into anything at all, we need to read the about this text. So go ahead and take a minute, go ahead and pause this video and read the about this text so you know a little bit about the background information, and we're going to go ahead and continue. Okay, so you should have paused the video. So let's go ahead and read through this. James Weldon Johnson, who was born in 1871 and died in 1938, was an American writer and civil rights activist. Johnson served a vital role in the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, aka the NAACP. The following poem by Johnson is a sonnet, which consists of 14 rhyming lines. For those of you that remember the Sonnet Man that came to Griffin, that was like super awesome. I think he took Sonnet 118 and kind of floated one way and then floated in his own words, so on and so forth. This is similar, okay? So it says, begin by following along as your teacher reads the poem out loud all the way through without stopping, okay? Some words we're going to be looking at within this poem are falter, despair, and drear. Okay, just keep that in mind as we read through. Okay. My heart be brave and do not falter so, nor utter. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me zoom in on this so you can see a little bit better. Okay. My heart be brave and do not falter so, no utter more that deep despairing wail. Thy way is very dark and drear, I know, but do not let thy strength and courage fail. For certain as the raven-winged night is followed by the bright and blushing morn, thy coming morrow will be clear and bright. 'Tis darkest when the night is furthest worn. Look up and out beyond surrounding clouds, and do not in thine own gross darkness grope. Rise up, and casting off thy hindering shrouds, cling thou to this, an ever-inspiring hope. Though thick the battle and though fierce the fight, there is a power making for the right. Okay? Y'all know how I get about my sonnets, so you serious? Okay? So, let's go ahead and look at these questions over here on the right side. Y'all know, but the lit and literature stop playing with me. Okay, so here are the questions. Here onto the side. So let's look and review lines 1 through 4. Who is the speaker giving advice to? Okay, who do we think the speaker is giving advice to? We're going to look at lines 1 through 4. And feel free to pause the video so you can write down your answer. Okay. Question 2 asks, in your own words, paraphrase the advice the speaker gives. Okay. Go ahead and feel free to pause the video now to record your answer. All right. And for lines 5 through 6, Comlet asks, how does the poet's description of the night contrast with his description of the morn? Okay, 2 things that we notice here within this question. It's asking about the poet's description and how they contrast, how the two contrast. So those are in lines 5 through 6 here. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to at this time. All right. And then number 2 is a turn and talk. If you have somebody to turn and talk to at home, that is awesome. If you want to turn to your phone and turn and talk, Miss Agbasoga or Miss Bryant, you're more than welcome to. Or Miss Mercier, Mrs. McClellan, whoever you're most comfortable with. So what might the raven-winged night represent? You could also write down your answer for that one. Okay, you can go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so let's look at number 3. It's a think and share. So what might the blushing morn represent? What does the blushing morn represent? And when we think blushing morn, think about early in the morning. If you've experienced like an early morning sunrise, the sun is usually kind of hidden behind like clouds, so on and so forth, and the sun and the sky is kind of a what color? So just think about like a morning sunrise. Okay. All right. So number 4, it says rewrite lines 5 through 6 in your own words. Here are lines 5 through 6 again, here and here. Feel free to pause the video at this time. All right. For this one, lines 9 through 12, it asks, what might clouds represent in a person's life? Right? With this turn and talk in specific, I want you to think more so of a cloud, and within this context being seen as a positive connotation or negative connotation, and why, right? Here are lines 9 through 12. The first line is, look up and out beyond surrounding clouds, and do not in thine own gross darkness grope. Rise up and casting off thy hindering shrouds, cling thou to this and ever inspiring hope. So review those lines there and go ahead and answer this question off to the right. What might clouds represent in a person's life? Go ahead and feel free to pause the video now. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and look at number 2. It says, paraphrase the 4 pieces of advice the speaker gives in these lines. So within those same lines, 9 through 12, you're going to paraphrase the 4 pieces of advice. 4, not 3, not 2, not 1, not 3, okay? 4. Okay, pieces of evidence, pieces of advice the speaker gives in these lines, okay? So you're going to paraphrase 9 through 12. Here's 9 again up at the top. Look up and out beyond surrounding clouds, and do not in thine own gross darkness grope. Rise up and casting off thy hindering shrouds, cling thou to this and never inspiring hope. Okay? Again, we're paraphrasing the 4 pieces of advice the speaker gives in these lines. Okay, let's look at lines 13 through 14. What might battle and fight represent in a person's life? Okay, let's look at lines 13 through 14. What are we even talking about, common lit, right? So, though thick the battle and though fierce the fight, there is a power making for the right. Okay, here's the question here. What might battle and fight represent in a person's life? Feel free to stop the video here. Okay. Excuse me, we're going to talk about this next one here. What is the power, okay, and line 14 doing in the world? So what is this power? What's its mission? What's it doing? Okay, there is a power making for the right, we see in line 14 here. So what is this power really focusing on? Okay. Okay, we have this last question down here. After the first read, so after we went through it the first time, what is the main idea or gist of this poem? Okay, so like, so what? Like, what is it telling us? What's the main idea? Okay. Alrighty, y'all. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate in letting me, Miss Mercier, Miss Bryant, McClellan, anybody know? We're here to